Hello, my name's John. I drink things on the internet. And we're starting off today with the whiskey already in the glass, because I'm going to talk a little bit and then we're going to see what it's like. There's a classical notion that you should give a minute in the glass for every year that the whiskey has had in the cask. This is Johnnie Walker Black Label and is a 12-year-old blended Scotch whisky. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that all the whiskies that go into this have to be a minimum of 12 years. And that because it's listed as a blended whiskey, it could be a mixture of malt whiskey and grain whiskey. I've had a little look on the website, and it's not massively forthcoming, other than saying that the whiskies that go into this are drawn from 29 or so distilleries, and that it's a minimum of 12 years, and then it gives, suggestive tasting notes. So we're going to try and ignore the tasting notes and see what this is. I expect that it is just sort of the aged version of the entire Diageo estate stirred into a jug, because that's a lot of distilleries to be drawing whiskey from. I got a fair few comments on the last video, which was the red label, and if you've not seen that, then it'll be available there, basically saying that from this point onwards, we're kind of out of the woods with the Johnnie Walker range. So I don't know if I believe that or not, but apparently the red label is by far the roughest that we have to encounter. So from this point onwards, we might just have sort of muted expectations rather than... To be fair, the red label wasn't absolutely awful. I've definitely had... once you've had the proper 12, anything's good. Literally. Getting punched in the face is literally better than that. Okay, so we've given this a few minutes in the glass now, and we are going to fire in and see what it's like. So on the nose... sort of stone fruits and vanilla, kind of like you baked a plum cheesecake or something like that. It smells like the fruit's been stewed, it's been processed in some respect. It's not fresh fruit. Something like a faint sherry influence from that, sort of like the kind of, like it's trying to imitate the nose you might get on like a Glengoyne or something like that. There is no doubt in my mind that this is artificially coloured. Well, I say artificial colour, it's got caramel colouring put in it. It's not technically classed as artificial, but hey-ho. And it's bottled at 40% again, so, it's the bare minimum. Okay, I'm curious. Let's see what this is like. Pretty bloody pleasant, I've got to say. Vanilla, oak, something a little bit mossy in there as well. Something like a very mellow, slightly sour tone, kind of like kiwi or something like that. Flavour-wise, it is quite flat. You get sort of like a fruity sweetness, and then it's an alcohol burn finishing off. It's not a smooth finish. Smooth. It's not that. You can tell that you're drinking alcohol, and I've had easier finishes on a whiskey than this. They really like to push these for cocktails. What I'm going to do, as I've done with the last one, is I'm going to try it with a bit of water to see if it helps it along. Again, it's 40%, so we are going to be dipping it under the legal minimum, but it's our whiskey, and we shall do with it as we please. Again, I think it's not structurally sound. So I think if I add too much water, it's just going to disintegrate. Okay, on the nose now, it's more like buttered toast. Something a little bit brioche-y, a bit more of the plum coming through as well. The water helps massively, actually. Plum's kind of transformed into peaches, and it's more sort of got like the sort of artificial vanilla that you get from like a cheap vanilla ice cream. There's more of a sour influence, but it kind of like flashes in and then disappears. And as you let it linger, there is still a fair bit of the alcohol burn in there as well. For the price that you can sometimes get it for, it's worth the money. However, one thing I have noticed is this is going up. And I actually had a look on Amazon fairly recently. They are pretty good when it comes to their cut price liquor. And even they were charging way more than I expected this to be going for. It's a sign of the times. Prices are going up across the board, and that's not going to get any better. You could probably do better, to be honest. Actually, I know that you could do better. There are some blended malts that you can get for less than this. But, you're getting an age statement blended whiskey, so that's something, and it comes in a pretty bottle as well. So, if you're taking it to a party, you get to show off a little bit. It is good for, like, golf club drinkers. It's all about the status, and they don't really give a fuck about what it is that they're actually having. I rag on golf players quite a bit. Donald Trump's a golf player. So, how many fake tanned maniacs out of 5 would I give this? It's a 3. It's a little more the middle of the road. Probably not worth the money that you're going to pay for it now. But it is a very well recognised brand, and if you can get it on the cheap, if it's, on... These discounts tend to be quite cyclical. You know, they'll bump the price up just to then undercut it again. It's a common thing, and it's been going on for years. Thumb the video if you enjoyed this, and let me know down below what is your favourite expression of the Johnnie Walker range. Do I have something to look forward to in the future, or is this as good as it gets? If you're new here as well and you enjoyed this video, then please do consider subscribing, because it helps with metrics and Google give me a hand job and things. They don't. And thank you very much for watching, and join me next time when I'll be drinking something else.